Daily Broadside, day 577. I once dated a chick who had a cleft labia, and it didn't bother me, but the Operation Smile organization could do nothing for her. I think that Congress seems to be competing with the NBA this week for who can have more fights. You see this thing with Mark Wayne, is it Mullins? I can't remember. Mark Wayne something or other, congressman, arguing with a little Twitter war between him and the little hearing they were having with the Teamsters Union president, leader, whatever he is. And a lot of people had a problem with this. And, there's decorum in Congress. First of all, it's Congress. There's no decorum among those idiots. They do all kinds of nefarious stuff as it is. So let's not let a little war of words be a problem for us. Don't let that be a hitch in your giddy up, But more to the point, he said it very professionally. He said, "Hey, you told me anytime, any place we can fight. I'm just saying now, as two consenting adults, because I think adults should be able to consent to fight. There's a fray in a lot of states where no matter what the reason, even if you both agreed, you can't be fighting in public, right? Or anywhere for that matter. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think if I'm a man, you're a man, and we have a disagreement, and we want to throw hands at each other, and then at the end of it, whoever loses, whoever wins, we shake hands and we go on about our way, and we've settled our differences, I think that's fine, And so the way he said it, hey, we're two consenting adults, stand up right now. And I think there would have been no better thing in politics than if there'd have just been a fight right there on the Senate floor. I think that would have been great. Or wherever they were. I guess they were in session or something, or in some kind of closed session or whatever for the hearing. It wasn't actually in the Senate per se. But still, I think it would have been good. And I tend to have a bigger problem with the fact that his name is Mark Wayne, and it's one word. I have a big problem with that. So the part about the fighting doesn't bother me at all. I think that's kudos, man. And from what I can tell, that dude has a bit of a martial arts history. So the overweight, chubby Teamsters guy probably would have gotten rolled, But that's okay. I guess it didn't happen. It'll be interesting to see what happens if he gets censured or whatever. Which a censure is like getting paddled with a ruler when you were a kid, It doesn't hurt. It really doesn't stop me from continuing to do whatever malfeasance I did to get this paddling in the first place. But anyway, I ordered something from Amazon. I don't know. It was probably about 6 weeks ago. And it finally arrived yesterday. And I knew, it was like this big, it weighed like 2 ounces. It was a tiny little thing. And I think there should be like a China button on there, because I try my best in this world not to buy products that were made in China. And that is increasingly difficult in today's world. China and all those other countries. I like supporting U.S. goods. So anytime I can find stuff that's U.S. made, legitimately U.S. made, that is, I tend to go with that, right? As much as I can possibly do. So I order this thing, and I'm like, this thing should be here like in an hour, right? And then when it takes 3 or 4 or 5 days, and I'm like, where's this thing at? And then I realized I've ordered something from another country, and it showed up yesterday from where? Azerbaijan. I didn't even know they made stuff in Azerbaijan. I love saying Azerbaijan. I think it would be a beautiful name for like like kind of a mocha colored, skin colored woman. Azerbaijan. I think that'd be very striking. It'd fit really well. Like you couldn't get like a real pasty redhead, which I love, by the way. So I'm not discrediting pasty redheads. I think they're like top of the food chain as far as women are concerned. But I don't think you could name a really pale redhead Azerbaijan. I don't think it would work really well. You'd have to have more of a I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Kind of a Latino skin tone, maybe something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so now I own something from Azerbaijan. And yesterday evening, I was helping a buddy change a automatic transmission fluid and filter and all. And I just got to say, and I know there's lots of manufacturers do it, but I think it's a brilliant idea, Ford Motor Company, to not put a drain plug on a transmission pan. It just makes for so much more fun when all that red fluid just goes all over your property. You end up with like a half acre of fluid everywhere. And nobody has a pan big enough to catch everything, right? I got like a drip pan that's like, I don't know, it's like 3 foot by 5 foot, something like that. I have to put that down and then use a pan. It still makes a freaking mess. It's stupid. It's stupid. Another reason why automatics are just kind of dumb. I was watching a video yesterday about, I think I had seen it before. If I haven't seen it before, then there's at least two main groups of idiot males in this country, because these group of idiots were trying to get a beached mako shark, which was a pretty large mako shark. I mean, that thing had to be 12 feet, right? Easily. And I can't really judge the weight of animals, because in the sea it's kind of hard to see, because you see a tuna and you're like, God, those things are 800 pounds. I'd say this thing was easily 600-700 pounds. I don't know, it's hard to tell, but he was definitely the length of a car, and he had a lot of teeth, and he was not happy about being beached, and so they're dragging his fin and pulling on his like dorsal and all this, and he's thrashing around finally, and I'm like, this is just a matter of time before he gets his footing enough in the water where he can flip back around and snap. And I'm gonna tell you what, ain't no shark gonna bite through my femoral if I have anything to say about it. That's not a good recipe for anything. So you're an idiot, first of all, for that. And then I started reading the comments, and somebody said, would the shark help you? And I thought to myself, man, that's a pretty profound statement if you think about it. If you think about us as a species, humans, we always want to help. If there's a kitten caught in a storm drain, we want to get the kitten out. But if we were caught in a storm drain, the kitten would walk by and be like, that's weird, and keep on going, right? Like, they don't even process that. And I don't know if that makes us better than all the other animals on Earth, or dumber. I don't know. Lassie would go get some help, but that's about it. I think Lassie, so apparently a border collie that's a border collie, I think. Or just maybe that's a collie. I think it's just a collie. Anyway, a collie might be the only thing, that might be the closest thing to a human, Everybody loves dolphins, but they like rape other fish and other dolphins and eat their young and stuff. So dolphins are a-holes. So anyway, so I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, would the shark help me? Hell no, the shark wouldn't help me. And if you take away the fact that the shark might want to eat me, although typically they bite into you and then they don't really eat you because they don't like the taste of the clothing or whatever. So I don't know, but apparently they don't like just eat the body, as much as we like to think they would. But there's something to be said for that. If there was a wolf, I saw somebody like trying to free like a small cat. It wasn't like a cheetah, but it wasn't like a lynx either. It was something in between. And it was caught in a bear trap, and they freed it. And of course it doesn't know. I've seen many people try to free deer. They cut their antlers off to get them out of a fence or whatever. The deer wouldn't care if you were in a fence. And so I was like, man, is it wrong of me to just let animals just die where they are? If something's just caught in a pit or in a fence or in a trap or something like that, I don't think that makes me any worse, because again, that bear, that cougar, that lion, that llama, that whatever, it wouldn't help me. And I don't see why that makes me a bad person if I don't help it. Just something to put in your pipe and smoke on this fine, I think it's a Wednesday, miércoles. Giddy.